Hello Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a fun little cheeky studio project. So actually I was inspired to do two different little projects. So this first one that I'm working on right now is using some Shimmerz products, and I am also going to be working in a mixed media traveler's notebook. So here you can see I am going to kind of play around with this new Shimmerz product that I got in my February Secret Not Secret kit, and all I'm going to do is just use some water to help spread it around after I put some dots just all over on the page. And at first I was kind of like, oh, I hate this. Like, this is not turning out the way I wanted it to. I don't know. I was trying to play along and kind of scrap lift my scrappy bestie Hannah while she was doing a live session for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and it just did not work out. So here you can see I'm adding another color. This one is kind of like a brownish, but kind of not. It's like a grayish brown, and I think it's called Moonstruck. Hang on, let me go grab it real quick. Okay, so I grabbed all of the things, the little pots that I used. So the blue that you saw first on the background was Shimmerz, and it's Colder Than Ice. And then the gray is Shimmerz Moonrock. And so you can see that I've kind of sprayed not sprayed, but kind of pushed them around with some water and the paint, and it's kind of like watercolor on this background, and I really like the way that looked. Then I had just bought this, gosh, what is this called? I thought I was gonna remember what it was called, but no, it is from a company called Momenta, and it is just, I think it's kind of reminds me of Dazzlers. It's like a smooth paint texture, and I really like it, but I kind of wish I had used silver on this background instead, because I do decide to go with copper, and so it kind of clashes with the gold, but you know, I was just kind of like, whatever, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I had to go run off and clean off the stencil that I used so that it didn't stain it, but I think it did end up staining it. This, I'm not sure, it doesn't even say what it is, but this paste is like very gung-ho from Momenta, and it's just called Gold. Okay, so now here I am going to pull out a couple different colors. So this one is also a Shimmerz product, and it's called Shimmerz, and the color is Pink Caviar. And so I am going to just do two separate lines on this one, but I wanted it to be darker. So I'm adding more of the color and then adding more water, and that kind of did not turn out the way I wanted it. I'm thinking that this paper was not watercolor paper. I think I thought it was watercolor paper, so I didn't put any gesso on it, and it's not going to work out at all. I think I actually end up just throwing this away. So here I'm adding some of this purple, and this is Inklings in Plum Crazy. And I thought that that would kind of be fun to play with pinks and purples on a page, but then it, yeah, turned out the way it did. So now I'm going to cut off a smaller piece of paper, and I'm just using, I think this is actually from Studio Calico or something like that. It's a scrap piece of paper from them. And I really like how that turned out just with the purple inklings on the background of this card. So I am going to make a card because Hannah challenged us to make a little card. And I am just going to keep it super simple. So the background is just going to be that purple. And then I am going to also use some more Shimmerz, and that would be in, let's see, this one is called Golden Wheat. So it's kind of gold, but kind of more yellowy than gold. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just kind of spritz that on the card on both of the corners, the top left hand and the bottom right hand. And now here I'm going to bring in some of these amazingly adorable, this is Pink and Cream Bouquet Ephemera pack, and I am just going to keep this card super simple. I'm going to glue down that flower and some of those feathers, and that's going to be it. So here I am pulling out the Moonstruck Shimmerz again, and I am going to use my palette knife to write out some words. And then I decide, okay, yeah, that doesn't work out that great. Then I'm going to use this round brush. That doesn't work out that great either. I go back to the palette knife because I'm thinking, I really think that would give me a lot more control. It doesn't in the end, and I really don't like it. So then I pull out this close to my heart, what is this called? Water brush or something like that. And this ends up working out the best, except that the watercolor soaks into the paper, and I didn't want it to do that, but I did want to use paint of some sort. So I'm just going to pull out this Martha Stewart copper paint, and I am going to end up using that. So I'm just using this card to the left as a scratch piece of paper, I guess you could say. I didn't want to mess up the card that I was actually going to use, and so I did trial and error on that card on the left. Now here I'm going to go back to the art journal page, and I am going to glue down a few of these ephemera pieces, but then also this is the first test run, I guess you could say, on an actual page that is real. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, so here I'm just going to write out happy day, and I kind of feel like there's an empty spot above the word day, so I am going to add the word in O. Oh Happy Day is going to be the name of this little art journal page, and yeah, this page is not perfect. It's not amazing. The colors, like, I kind of wish I could go back and tell myself to not use that gold, but I mean, that's what art journaling is. You just kind of play and you have fun, and that's exactly what I did. I had so much fun, and even though the colors on this page and everything is not absolutely perfect and amazing, I still really had a lot of fun making this art journal page. So I'm going to add a few little wispiness, I don't know what you call those, flourishes, and then I'm going to glue down the bouquets and the fun pretty flowers and feathers and everything, and then that page is going to be done pretty much. I am going to pull out some little word strips, and I think those are from Amy Tan. So here you can see I'm pulling those out, and I'm just going to cut them into two pieces. It says just plain wonderful, and then I'm going to pull out a pretty pink bow from the store and glue that down there as well. And this page is done, and I just love it. The only thing I would change about it is the color of paint I used, the texture paste, whatever it's called, Dazzlers, I don't know, whatever. So I'm done with that art journal page. I'm going to set it aside, and now I'm going to move on and just go for it with this card. I'm just going to write out the words hello spring, and it is going to take me a little while because I'm trying to make it be perfect as always, and it doesn't turn out horrible. It's not amazing, but I've never been an amazing hand lettering artist or anything like that, brush lettering or whatever you call this, but I really do like how it turns out. And then I'm just going to glue down that pretty little flower. And I think that's all. I am going to use one of those feathers as well in the cluster. And I think I'm going to send this to my mother and father-in-law just to say hello, happy spring to them. And I thought they would kind of find that kind of nice. So that is it. I am going to glue it down to this card base, and that is a, oh goodness, I think it's the summer collection from Paige Taylor Evans. It's from her summer collection, and it's just really pretty and simple and easy. Okay, I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys have a wonderful spring day. Bye.